Hey guys, what's up? Coming at you with another video here on the NTG Sports Lounge channel. It's me, NTG, aka Nate the Great. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you my Week 4 matchups in the NFL predictions, talk about why I think each team will win, and what teams need to improve. Alright, without any further delay, let's jump into the video and get these predictions out of the way. Alright guys, this is the Week 4 predictions of the NFL. Before we start, let's talk about last week's predictions. The week before, broke even. This week, had a losing record. Went 7-9 on my predictions. Pretty rough. Not much else I can say. Hoping I can bounce back this week and make better predictions. My overall record this season now, it broke even with 24 wins and 24 losses. The way I look at that, a clean slate. Might as well be saying I'm 0-0 right now. It's a new season. Let's see if I can turn it around and get my winning streaks up, get them losing streaks down. And for the first game of week 4 in the NFL, Thursday Night Football coming to you tonight. We see the Vikings taking on the Rams. Last week, the Vikings looked very rough against the Bills. Kirk Cousins didn't have a very good performance. And the Rams, they look like to be the best team in the NFL right now and show no signs of slowing down. I think the Rams will end up winning this game 24-10. And for our first game of Sunday night, the first game is going to see the New York Jets taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are missing a very crucial piece to their offense in second-year running back Leonard Fournette, still dealing with a hamstring injury that was visible last week in a game against the Tennessee Titans. The team is also now missing their backup quarterback, TJ Yeldon. He is dealing with an injury of his own. Both players are day-to-day. Not sure if they'll be able to play Sunday. There is no reports whether they'll play or not. But as long as the defense can play well, can compete with the Jets offense, I think the Jaguars will come away with a victory, and the final score would be 13-10. And with our next matchup, we have a divisional matchup between the Miami Dolphins taking on the Patriots. Last week, the Patriots looked a little rough against the Detroit Lions. Not sure on why that was. It may have been due to the Lions head coach, Matt Patricia, being able to get into the head knowing the plays of the Patriots. Or Matt Stafford just outperformed Tom Brady, which I don't think I'd ever say. But in my opinion, I think the Dolphins are a little bit hungrier, have more to prove than the Patriots do. I think the Dolphins will actually come away with the victory, starting out the season 4-0. With the victory, I think they'll win 17-10. And for our next matchup, we see a struggling Houston Texans team against a team of the Indianapolis Colts, who have questions on their star quarterback, Andrew Luck. Is he just underperforming what we're used to, or is he still dealing with that injury that he was set him out all last year? I think it's the injury. I don't think he's 100%. The Texans, in my opinion, will come away with a victory here to prove that they are still a good team so that they can make the playoffs, possibly. I think they will get the victory 21-10. All right, for our next matchup, we see a Buffalo Bills team taking on the Green Bay Packers. The Buffalo Bills team, I thought I had them mapped out. Thought I knew what kind of team they was. Thought they were going to struggle all year. One week they looked terrible. The next week, as of last week, they destroyed the Super Bowl favorite in the Minnesota Vikings. Ended up beating them 24-10, I believe was the score. But playing the Packers, it's a different type of beast. Aaron Rodgers is a lot better quarterback than Kirk Cousins. I believe that the Packers will come away with the victory 27-10. Matchup sees the Detroit Lions taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Last week, Lions looked very impressive, beating the Patriots, dominated them. The Cowboys ended up losing to a rebuilding Seahawks team. Star running back Ezekiel Elliott said in a interview that he blames himself for the loss, that he should have performed better. He hopes that he can use it as motivation to get back to where he was the last couple years. That leads me to believe that the Cowboys will win this game as long as Ezekiel Elliott can perform the way that he has in past years. I believe they will come away with a victory 27-17. Next matchup is going to see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Chicago Bears. The matchup that I'm kind of looking forward to seeing. The Bears look really good. Khalil Mack has made that defense scary in Chicago. And now that we know that Fitzpatrick can perform, but can also not perform, as they lost to the Steelers Monday Night Football last week, and now that Jameis Winston is off suspension, can start this game. I'm not sure who they're going to go with, but in my opinion, it doesn't matter. Either way, it's going to be a high-scoring game, but Khalil Mack will make it difficult for either quarterback, Winston or Fitzpatrick, to throw against. So I think the Bears will pick up the victory 27-24. And their next matchup has the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. I said it last week, the Cincinnati Bengals have really surprised me this year. They're playing well. Defense looks good. Andy Dalton's playing well. But they showed what their weakness was. The run defense. The quarterback, Cam Newton, ran all over them. Second-year running back for the Panthers, Christian McCaffrey, ran all over them. Ended up running for 134 yards. In my opinion, the Falcons are not a running team. They like to air the ball out, as shown against the Saints last week. And it's tough to throw against the Cincinnati Bengals, in my opinion. They have a very good secondary, very dominant, and that's why I think the Bengals will pick up the victory this week. I think the final score will be 24-14. Next matchup is going to see the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Both teams are kind of in a rebuilding state. The Cardinals, in my opinion, may be one of the worst teams in the NFL as of right now. The Seahawks are a slightly better team just due to who their quarterback is, Russell Wilson. And that's the reason why I'm going to pick them. I think they'll win the game 13-9. This matchup sees the New Orleans Saints taking on the New York Giants. The Giants looked impressive last week against the Texans, ended up picking up their first victory of the season. The Saints are a different kind of beast, though. Drew Brees can throw against the best of them. He can score high-scoring games all the time. He's going to get 30, 40 points a game 9 times out of 10. Eli won't be able to keep up with him due to not having an offensive line, giving him time to get out and look for a receiver to get the ball to. So I think the Saints will win this game 24-17. The next matchup we have here sees the Oakland Raiders taking on the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are coming off their first win in 2 years after Tyrod Taylor had a very terrible performance. Baker Mayfield seems to be the better choice as of right now. He made very great passes, looked impressive in their victory last week against the Jets. I'm going to pick them to win this game due to the Raiders struggling for offense. I think the Browns will win this game 17-10. And our next matchup sees the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers had a very significant injury. Their starting quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, had tore his ACL and is out for the remainder of the season. They have a big question mark at quarterback, not sure where they're going to go. Hopefully they get that figured out, and I'm praying for a quick and healthy recovery for Jimmy Garoppolo so that he can get back next season and perform the way that he should. But with all that said, I think the Chargers will pick up the victory 28-10. And our next matchup is going to see the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Tennessee Titans. The Titans looked impressive against Jacksonville. Well, not really impressive. They took advantage of a Jaguars team that's missing out on Fournette being there, a high part of their offense. I don't think there's a chance that they can beat the Eagles. The Eagles are the better team by far, in my opinion. I think the Eagles will win this game 21-14. And for Sunday Night Football, we see a divisional matchup meeting between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. The Steelers finally get their first victory after beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week on Monday Night Football. They looked impressive. Defense looked good. Ended up intercepting 3 passes, a couple being returned for touchdowns. The Ravens, they're just kind of mediocre. They're winning. They lose some. They're not really great. They're not really bad. They're kind of in the middle of the pack, in my opinion, of NFL teams right now. But I think the Steelers are going to start rolling here, end up getting more victories so that they can make it into the playoffs. And I'm going to pick them to win this game 27-21. Monday Night Football in Week 4 of the NFL, we get to see the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Denver Broncos. This is a very interesting matchup. We get to see a high-octane quarterback, second-year quarterback in Patrick Mahomes, and a very great defense in the Denver Broncos. Patrick Mahomes throws touchdowns left and right. It's going to be good to see. It's going to be good to see if he can perform against this defense of Denver, and hopefully his defense with Kansas City can perform. If you've noticed, the last 3 weeks of the season, they've allowed a lot of points. Their defense has. the only reason they're winning is due to Patrick throwing 5, 4, 6 touchdowns a game. Hopefully they start performing on par with Patrick so that he doesn't have to keep carrying the load for this team. But I'm going to pick them to win this game 28-17. Alright guys, that does it for this week's predictions in the NFL. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't know why not, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's completely free. You can follow me on Twitter at NTG Sports Lounge. And as always, thanks for your love and support, and peace out.